Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Welcome to Flyover State of Film. I'll be hosting this episode with your host, Joe, and I got my trusty panel of Yusuf, TJ, and Brian.
That was so much energy, it took me by surprise.
Yeah.
Classic Joe
Anyway,
energy.
Crack your beers, or slip you're already drinking one.
Ow, man, that didn't even work the way I wanted to. It hurt my hand. I got it.
How are you guys doing this week?
I'm tired and I'm sunburned from playing golf.
Oh, yeah, it was a good day.
I'm tired
That's
of
the
shit.
highlight, so take that as you will. But
I heard it was an easy day, Brian.
right, breezing on through.
Yeah. Okay, so, guys, we had some news hit earlier this week from Spider-Man not being in the MCU to D23. I'd say off of, did anything hit you at D23 or any announcement that you were excited about? I have nothing I was excited about except for, I was like, oh, that Jeff Goldblum thing will be quirky for a few online clips.
Can I say something about that? Can we? I get it. Jeff Goldblum does some things, but can the guy relax for a second? That's a character. It's annoying. That kid, I just don't see it being anything more than after the second episode, you're just like, okay, I get it, dude. You stutter a lot. Done.
I would watch a series of him and Conan interacting. All of his interviews with Conan always end up them close to fucking, which is so good. It's so funny. But yeah, I get it. It would be too much of a good thing.
That ain't gonna happen on that Disney Plus app.
It's gonna be like the Anchorman podcast.
Oh yeah,
They're
they
not
said
gonna-
no R-rated content on Disney Plus. Now,
Yeah,
I don't
they're
think
only
that
going
necessarily
straight
means they
to
won't have
NCR.
R-rated movies. I just think they won't be producing R-rated content.
No, they're just gonna do. They're gonna
Yeah,
skip,
no,
skip
I
R,
think
go
Hulu's
straight
gonna
to porn.
Hulu's
Hell
gonna
yeah,
be
we're gonna get some full penetration. That's gonna be tight.
I knew that's what She-Hulk was gonna be.
Yeah.
And China, I think China made that movie, right? The formerly.
Starring Xbox too.
Damn, suck it. So, Moonlight. Maybe.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Moonshine.
Yeah, don't know what that is. Don't bother looking it up.
Sprite.
He's like Batman with multiple
He's white.
personalities and he
He's
murders.
white Batman.
Yeah.
Because he has a white cape and a white.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got a moon themed. Something about an Egyptian gave him some powers. I
Yeah.
think.
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because we're talking about R-rated, and that character is dark, and
I mean, I think there's
it's
been
gonna be
multiple
very neutered.
iterations. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it would have been fun to see every single time he was brought up. He would. I mean, at least the couple times that I heard him brought up was under the banner of that, Jessica Jones.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone would bring that up.
Yeah, but that's just everybody's just obsessed with making every superhero like that. Like you can still do a PG-13 Moon Knight where he's plenty brutal physically, and they just don't show a lot of gore. That's really the only thing.
No, I mean
that,
in terms of his depression and his fucked up mental state.
You can get away with so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Think
you
about
can
the
play
Legion,
You're-
Legion on
That's
FX.
true.
Yeah,
You know what?
there you go.
I want to talk about this because I am so fucking tired
Wait, I thought your rant was gonna come after. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No. We'll start. So, anyway, I will say this before even getting on this. The recent Star Wars trailer was actually kind of like a good trailer. I thought there were some things in it, but I'm done with speculation. The trailer did also not so much the new ones. That was my foresight of that one. If anyone has a comment on the trailers, like let me know. But
I don't know. I didn't hear you. You cut in and out, but I think what I heard is that they lean into the original trilogy, right? Because they kind of skim over the prequels and the new movies, but they were like 3 minutes worth of the original movies footage.
Yeah, and it just made you want to go, wow, I just want to watch the original movies.
Yeah.
But I still think this Skywalker looks like a good movie. But having said that, actually, after talking to TJ this weekend, I'm really burnt out of all things like superhero and MCU and Disney and remakes, and it's just become so boring and all the same. Like
all blockbuster filmmaking, like all tentpole filmmaking in general.
Yeah, like Endgame was such a nice cap for it, and it just feels like keep going and going. I don't know.
I think I liked Endgame, obviously, and I will be, when the next crop of movies come up, they're good, I'll be interested in them, but I'm not like desperate to see Black Widow. You know, like TJ told me Black Widow had footage at D23, and I was like, oh, it did? I didn't hear anything about that. I didn't hear anybody really hyping that. Maybe... like I said, if they're good movies, I'll see them and I'll be happy. And then if it builds properly and they want to do another big thing down the road, I think it's fine. But I agree that, like, yeah, I'm not like looking forward to it. I don't have a lot of anticipation for it.
I don't know if it's just like obviously for Marvel, it's great. It's great filmmaking, obviously, and the writing's good and everything's good. You either think it's fine or you think it's amazing. But it's like it's got so formulaic and just like you know what's going to happen at some points in time. You know what it looks like. You know it. And even when someone goes, "Oh, The Boys," like something completely different, you know what that's going to be too. Like
I was gonna say, but even it's not completely different because we've seen What If superheroes but bad before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just another like variation on the same thing. Nobody's done anything super original in a while. You know?
No, I think that. I agree with everything you said, and I'll add to that. I don't know that I am tired because I've ignored so many fucking movies since I've stopped writing. But I'm tired of the connectivity, like especially now, like that when they announce all the shit that they're gonna do and all those trailers and posters came out, it just felt like homework. It was like, ugh.
Yep.
Do I have to really
but that's
watch
the thing.
all this bullshit?
And especially looking back on it now, like you could have very well skipped a bunch of movies and still enjoyed Endgame and Infinity War. Like you didn't need to see Doctor Strange to enjoy Endgame at all. Like he was fine if that. And I think that going forward, that might inform me a little bit more. Like maybe if I watch a team up movie and I like it, I will go back to a movie. I don't know. Like maybe I won't rush right out and see them the first time. Like, you sure as fuck didn't need to see any Ant-Man movies to enjoy it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, between Civil War, like, you know all you need to know about Ant-Man.
Also, I know we have this show, so obviously, but, like, is the speculation of all this little shit even, like, fun anymore?
No.
Oh, no, I don't think it has been in a while. I think
that's what I mean.
Like, since The Last Jedi, at least, so we're talking 2 years,
that
was a real turning point in the, like, speculation fandom game for me, because I was like, here's a movie that did some things differently and tried to like feel really faithful. And personally, like, I'm not here to argue how you feel about The Last Jedi, I don't care, but like I thought like tried some new things and also paid tribute and was just a good looking movie and well acted and well written, and like the way people reacted to it, I just couldn't. I was like, man, that's why I didn't, like, I think fan friction and movie fights and all that shit fizzled out. Is like there's no fun left in the argument aspect of it anymore.
And Nerd Wars rose.
Well, the fucking fact that they're also answering every single, not even just in the movie, like every single question. It's like, well, hey, in between, this is what happens. So you have no sort of like fun of being like, well, I think Boba Fett went to go do this, right, or whatever. It's like, oh no, we
I have
have
to say, the Mandalorian trailer looked pretty tight, and I'm probably gonna fucking watch that shit when it comes out. I'm glad it's not Boba Fett. It's like the world of Boba Fett, but not Boba Fett, and I'm into that. That's cool.
So having said that, with the Boba Fett, what's the worst Star Wars prediction?
I mean, that's
Brian. Would you like to lead off?
That was seamless.
That was Brian's topic.
Yes, this is my topic today.
I think that was my best transition.
No, yeah, I was just, it's like we talked about, it's horrible prediction time. I'm of the mind that I try to go in like having just thought about a lot of different things, but I don't specifically go out of my way to watch anything extra. Like I'll watch probably, I don't even know if I'll watch another trailer now that they released this new one. This might be it for me. Like that, I've had enough. I can walk away and just wait. But
you want to watch her building the hinges that lock into the double.
The crystal is broken into two pieces in The Last Jedi, Yusef. I mean, you've got two pieces of crystal now. So I'm just.
But how did it become red? How did it become red? Food coloring number 7.
Oh no! You see, that comes from the darkness of the Sith. They actually taint the crystals with their.
I would love to see her like after like 5 years of using the saber, she goes like to whip it, and it goes like right. Because it doesn't lock anymore.
Yeah. It's like that toy you get that like 3 days later from Toys R Us that your parents spent $40 on. It's like, but Dad, it doesn't lock in place anymore.
Oh yeah.
And Yoda burned all the books on how to fix it in the Treehouse of Force. So fix it. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
What's your prediction?
I was just thinking about like what are terrible things that they could do. Like, what's something that's terrible that you think they would actually do? Like, not something like, oh, it's going to turn out that Jar Jar Binks was the evil behind it the whole time. I mean, something that is, like, dumb but could happen. And I definitely think undoing the parent thing of Rey and, like, forcing her into, like, the lineage of either Obi-Wan or Palpatine is way high up on that list of something that would suck and could definitely happen.
I definitely, though, think that that would suck and it's probably going to happen. But I think it's just going to be one of those subversions where obviously the Rise of Skywalker is Kylo and it's going to be that flip and they're going to try to do this like pulling the rug from under you, but it's not.
Do you think they're gonna do Redemption Kylo and they're gonna have him turn?
Yes.
See, I don't think you can redeem Kylo Ren after he killed Han Solo. I think that's an irredeemable act.
Three movies. By the third movie, in movie world and dumb fucking young kid lineage and J.J. Abrams lineage. That is very plausible to me.
I mean, you kill your own dad, and all you got to do is be like, "My bad."
Unless they have like
the ghost of Palpatine.
Yeah, well, unless they have like a 10-minute like flashback where Kylo's like sitting on a bench, like in his helmet, and you have like Han Solo beating the shit out of him like when he's like 12 or something.
Well, we had
like abusing him and like cracking wise about it too.
Well, we had a 25-minute casino crying in The Last Jedi, so anything's possible.
He's forcing Ben Solo to do the castle run. He's just throwing beer cans at him like, I did this faster.
No, not faster, shorter, Yusef. You see, because a parsec is a measurement of distance, not time.
So do you guys want to listen to my prediction? Because I
would love to.
So please do not interrupt me, okay? Because we're going deep into the lore, okay, guys? We're going super deep. Emperor Chief Palpatine mentioned that to Anakin Skywalker. Sorry, let me backtrack. Anakin is revealed to be Darth Vader in a super obscure film called Revenge of the Sith. And in this film, he talks about Dark Plagueis. Mm-hmm. Dark Plagueis was the Dark Lord Sith, so powerful and wise that he could force the midichlorians and create life. Mm-hmm. So we also know that Kylo Ren and Rey share this bond that cannot be described, right? And we also know that Kylo is the son of Han Solo and Leia Skywalker. Fun fact, she's the daughter of the aforementioned Anakin Skywalker. Just in case. This is deep lore. So bear with me.
Like a trailer reaction.
So
I already have an annotation for you.
we also know, that Leia has hidden force powers that enter like in crisis mode, and she becomes like Mary Poppins.
I don't know,
Through the
not
sky.
hidden, really just like different. Just because
But
you didn't
they're-
see her
so you can
training
say-
them
you
doesn't
can
mean they're
say that-
hidden.
You can say that they are activated in a moment of crisis, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she
And,
just did like a force push if she
It
like.
is it is
She could do a
scientifically
force push.
it is scientifically proven that in your brain your receptors of pain and pleasure could get mixed up. So
Feel that.
in a moment of pure pleasure at the hands of Han Solo, while they're fucking, Leia, on hidden powers, create Rey through the manipulation of the Force, and that's gonna be her.
So
Fair.
you're gonna be like you're saying that's it's not just that she's gonna be but she's gonna be a like because
She's
they,
gonna be.
they say
as
that's
Skywalker.
how they say that's how Anakin was birthed too. His mom also said that he was an immaculate conception. There was no
Oh,
father,
Are
just
you
her.
Are you an
And-
angel?
It's like Jesus.
Mhm, mhm.
I get it now.
I
So
think she just got a little of that old Tatooine
Yeah.
sand up in her clam and
That's
puffed
not
out like a pearl.
So I like Darth Plagueis is not canon. His story is not canon anymore.
He's mentioned in.
No, she
the
tells
prequel.
that story in Return of the Sith, so it's definitely canon. Or
Oh
Revenge
no,
of the Sith.
he's canon. The story's canon, but his backstory, which is fucking awesome. Yeah, I read
Oh,
a few.
I don't know.
but
They've redone so much of it now. There's so many books and comic books that have come out since they killed all the stuff what I was familiar with, and I haven't followed hardly any of it. I'm just like, nope. If it's not in the movies, it doesn't mean shit to me.
Well, yeah, I will say this. I've read a few of the canon books when I first started, like with
Nerd.
with Force
Well, you want to
Awakens.
get that one with Harloff's name in it. You go
Loser.
get an
Oh,
autograph
yeah,
next
yeah.
time you went to the
Oh,
Schmodown.
you bought Ket Knapsack one too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get Ken Knapsack's book. Don't forget,
Michelle-
everybody.
The listicle. That's a book. No,
Was it like his Twitter feed just printed?
some of them are pretty. But so TJ, what's your prediction?
we gotta cross out my Jar Jar Binks prediction now, just because.
I had to preempt that. I
I
could
mean-
read TJ's mind. I was.
Yeah, I'm a pretty simple guy. I don't really have any I like the movies. I don't know a lot about it or the characters, but obviously what I think what I thought you
Did I lose you? Did I lose you during my deep lore dive?
No, man, those names sounded really cool and everything
Oh.
you said sounded really dope.
Oh yeah, nothing like Sheev Palpatine. That's the coolest.
But
You-
before they
That's real movies. You sexists.
before they announced Obi-Wan Kenobi, the D23 thing, I would assume that you'd get, if this is going to be like the cap off or whatever it is for J.J. Abrams and them, like you're going to get all the Force Ghosts, Hayden Christensen, everyone that you could think of at some point in this.
Oh yeah, I think that's like a sure thing. I don't
Yeah,
even think
like,
that's a
it's
prediction.
so
I think that's
stupid.
like locked in.
Yeah.
They're 100% getting them all back, which I think it's bullshit.
It
that
doesn't make
old
sense.
ass Alec Guinness is the end of Return of the Jedi, but
Yeah.
fucking eggplant looking Anakin Skywalker gets to go back to looking like Hayden Christensen now.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. It was okay when he still looked like the old guy, but he just had hair. I was all right with
Yeah,
that.
but that didn't make sense because he didn't have hair as an old guy. That
Yeah,
even
I mean,
goes didn't
even
make
that
sense.
was, but at least it was the same actor and it like looked like the same dude. Now he turns
Should have
back
been. It
into
should have
Hayden
been.
Christensen. Old ass Alec Guinness is standing there looking all haggard. He's like 54 in the canonically at that
I
point,
hope-
but he's 80.
I hope it's Mufasa this time around.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
gets fucking mixed up on who's supposed to be in it this time around.
And I just hope I want to see, and also I just want to see a Rancor at some point. just like updated.
Yeah, we haven't seen a Rancor since Return of the Jedi. I think that's a good idea.
It's one of my favorite monster movies. Stan Winston created.
Right.
I gotta see that again. And
that's tight.
So I think I won this.
Wait, did
Yeah,
Joe give us
I still got
a prediction?
I didn't give you shit.
Oh, you're gonna top Immaculate Conception?
Well, that was already done.
You just stole that from the other movie.
No, they're fucking. They're actually fucking. It's not immaculate.
I love Frank.
I do think. So we have the Obi-Wan movie coming out.
That's in that series.
Obi-Wan series coming out. That movie. And I know that will be out after the Rise of Skywalker. But I think there's going to be fucking bombs in there that she's a Kenobi, and then they're gonna link up some sort of hookup.
I forgot his last name. I'm sorry. I was like Kenobi.
Yeah, some sort of hookup in that series that's like, yo, this was Rey's mother. Kenobi
like
was
The Hangover.
Oh, you think that's how they're gonna tie it in? That you think that they're gonna like sell the Obi-Wan series off the back of a connection in The Last Jedi?
It's gonna be like The Hangover, and he's like piecing it together to see who's the mother of his child.
Because here's the thing with I feel like with the Kenobi series is, except for something small that happened, he was in fucking hiding during that time. Like he didn't save the world, he didn't do shit. Because
this is like in between that when he.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like it seems like a lot of the Mandalorian show, at least some of it, will be taking place on Tatooine. So, like, are they gonna cross paths? No, I guess that's after Return of the Jedi. But it's like, yeah, are you gonna have both your shows take place mostly on Tatooine? That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Like, and that's always and we'll
reuse
move
the
on
sets.
after this topic. That's always also the question of like, you know how like we see all the Jedis dressed in all those robes and shit like that, and like and then in the Knights of the Old Republic and how they used. Clearly, they probably wore based off the fact that that's what Obi-Wan was wearing in hiding.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's all George Lucas shit where he fucked up in the prequels.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a totally different rant, but that's my like lame Star Wars prediction because like I would love to just leave it at The Last Jedi.
What if he like wears suits?
Here's a question:
like very like
characters,
double-breasted suits. It's like
they look like.
Since Yusuf and Joe did similar, they both talked about parentage. Can I talk about one thing that I hope will happen that won't, but I think it would be awesome? Like, it's pretty clear they're going to be going to the wreckage of the old Death Star, and that's where Palpatine's ghost or whatever is going to be. I wish that the wreckage was on the moon of Endor, and there was a bunch of evil, like, Sith Ewoks around. Little Ewoks with little lightsabers and, like, all evil and shit. And you have a big fight scene with, like, Rey against a bunch of little Sith Ewoks. That would be tight as fuck.
I want to shout out Yusuf I want to shout out Yusuf real fast for having probably the best unseen tweet of the day, where he had the red-eyed C-3PO. He's like, "You've seen this movie on weed?"
That's good.
So good.
I don't actually. I think the Ewok shit. Even though J.J. Abrams probably was like, yo, let's add Ewoks because he's all about that nostalgia. But I have a feeling they would have dropped that in a trailer to just like be like, well, we got to just get a little more dollars out of this.
Show an Ewok, just one Ewok.
Actually, I'm gonna ask a serious question. How will Donald Gleason's character die? Will it be at the hands of Kylo? Or will it be like an explosion in the ships?
No,
yeah, he'll get like blown up in a ship, like Grand Moff Tarkin or some shit.
It's going to be
because they're clearly mirroring Tarkin.
It's going to be at the hands of Finn or whatever. Not Finn. What?
No, you're right, Finn.
No, Finn. John Boyega. That'd be cool.
Guy's name.
I would like that. That's a better way. I would like it, Finn. Because he got to take out Phasma, like work his way up the ladder.
Yeah, but then he did. Yeah, Jesus said he did have that good banter with Poe in Last Jedi in the beginning. Where he was like, "What? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Are you saying something?"
Yeah, where Star Wars thought it was an Avengers movie for a second. Like, you're not an Avengers movie, Star Wars.
I'm not mad at that though.
No, I didn't hate it, but it's like we know. I see what you're doing. It's fine.
Yeah. No, that's smart. Yeah.
So quippy. He's so quippy.
I like that Poe was dressed exactly like Nathan Drake. He looks like the dude from Uncharted in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, why don't see the Tom Holland's gonna play him or something? That ain't never gonna happen. Don't do that. All right, what's the next topic? Do we get it through everything?
So we are at which topic pick? So now I want to talk about TJ's topic.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Such a good transition.
Inspired by Eva Longoria, directing. Who knew she was a director? Directing a Flaming Hot
Racist.
Cheetos movie.
That was racist and sexist.
All right. Well, what?
Who knew the Latina woman is a director?
Who knew the hot Latina woman is a director?
Go make me a sandwich in your thong.
So anyway, she's making this Flaming Hot Cheetos movie for some reason for Fox Searchlight. What C-list star would you like to direct a snack food-based movie?
Oh.
I'd love for you to start.
Who?
What? Who?
You, Yusef.
Oh, me. Okay, so I stayed in the ship snack world. I selected a sudden treat in the form of Saps potato chips.
Mm-hmm.
Our director will cast Will Smith in the role of the founder and creator Ron Sappy. In the film, he will follow his rise from bankruptcy. In Houston, he had like an oil business in Houston. He went bankrupt, and he rose like a phoenix in the potato chip industry. He was inspired by his wife, Anne. She was eating potato chips. She will be played by Tiffany Haddish. And he saw a gold mine. Our director will be Rachel Dolezal. That's the vocal rights leader who also was the president of the NAACP in Spokane, Washington. She became famous or infamous because she was lying about being black. Just a small tip. But she chose this project because she wanted to showcase a black leader in the Southern community, being a famous, entrepreneur. Oh, what's that? Oh, sorry. Breaking news. The project has been canceled because the studio did a very easy Google search, and Ron Sappy is very, very white. And that's it. That's my.
I thought her name was Rachel Dolez.
I don't know how to say her name.
Dolezal, yeah, I think is the.
Yeah, not Ron Sappy.
What kind of budget are you looking at?
It's just the bag of potato chips, like $150.
That actually sounds like a really good idea. I would
like to see like the behind the scenes movie of that.
I might tour that movie one day. I took this is before the news broke yesterday of this gentleman ending up being in the next Halloween movie that is dropping, but he's my go-to all the time when we're talking about C-list actors, and I'm talking about Anthony Michael Hall, and he's going to direct, write, and star in Twinkie the Kid. Now this is a movie. This is a movie about the notorious Twinkie the Kid mascot for Hostess's Twinkie, which he has a a cowboy hat, a scarf, and a rope. And basically he lives underground where there was nuclear holocaust and that Twinkies are the only ones alive, but they need the light of the day. So he was to break out from underground and come onto the, our world. And Anthony Michael Hall is just a beatnik cop. He has to help Twinkie the Kid get the light absorbed by the sun into his Twinkie stone, so he can bring it back down and get his people the light of the sun and be able to survive now.
Wait a minute, is this the gnome named Norm plot?
Yes, it is.
No,
it is.
No, Universal.
Oh man.
No, guys, you guys are mixing your movies up. This is actually also, it's going to star Seth Green too. It's going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio.
All right, cool. So Brian, what's your movie?
first of all, I think it is uncouth, this question, to be mocking a Latina woman who is in a directorial debut.
Latinx.
We're all making fun of this dumb Cheetos thing, but it's actually about a Latino man who was a janitor and worked his way up. This is the classic capitalism story of the American dream where the government doesn't need to help you because 1 out of every million people might come up with an idea and get rich. So that's reason enough to not have any programs for social justice that help anyone and to not care about poor people or the underserved communities in our country because somebody might invent a mop or hot Cheeto dust and it will magically change their life. And that's the story we need to tell.
I like racist Brian more than woke Brian.
It sounds like Ruby.
To be honest, I don't know. Johnny Galecki invents the honey barbecued Frito twist. I don't know. I don't give a shit.
Oh, that's such a good chip to give to Johnny
Also,
Galecki.
wow.
Brian, TJ, your title for the movie is like very dangerous. Like, it's borderline offensive.
Twinkie the Kid.
Yeah.
I think we could get a whole different audience in though, based on
It's
that.
a gay
Like,
rights movie.
just sell the shit out of it.
No,
I mean, you've seen how Twinkie the Kid looks with those
so
skinny,
mine is
soft body and those skinny little legs. Come on.
I don't think Johnny Galecki deserves any more money for making any much more garbage. All right, he doesn't deserve it.
This is
Give it to the other guy.
He paid his dues as Rusty Griswold, just like your classic Anthony Michael Hall. So don't give me any bullshit. The man has done his work. Any one of you would jump at the chance to be the nerd on TV for that money. Don't lie. Don't pretend like you're better.
Yeah,
you know
you're right.
you'd be it. I would give it. I'd be the fat. I'd shuck and jive and do my nerd.
Whoa!
Did you truffle shuffle?
Hell yeah, I'd truffle shuffle. I'd take my shirt off every day. I'd be like,
what,
you see my man titties for a joke to make fun of how fat I am? Oh, that's hilarious.
I would do an
check,
offensive. I would do an offensively racist Latino accent for that amount of money.
Like, way to it.
Like,
you're like, hey, Yusef, here's a sombrero and a poncho. Can you go ahead and get ready for the next scene? Yes, sir. I can't wait.
Taco.
Jesus Christ. Guys, I will pick one that won't be this offensive. Patrick Warburton directing the Bugles movie.
Who?
Right.
That's perfect.
I'm just Patrick. You had me at Patrick Warburton.
Yeah,
so.
he's gonna direct. He's gonna star as the dude who invented Bugles. And at one point in the movie, he's just gonna put all the bugles on his fingers and just go, "I am Aquaman."
Yeah, that sounds great.
I think one of the most disappointing aspects of moving to the United States was finally buying a bag of bugles and finding out that you can't actually put them on your fingers.
You can if you eat them when you're a child. That's the thing. You have to eat them when you're a child.
I have man hands now. Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
Contrary to popular demand and all the blog posts,
it's like
I
being
have
an adult.
man hands.
It's like being an adult and seeing 13 going on 30, and when she wraps a fruit roll around her finger. What a new way.
I don't know what you said, but
Dropped
also
out for a second, Joe.
Harold and Kumar, White Castle, one of the most disappointing aspects of moving to the United States. Also, racism.
Have you not had White Castle?
Yeah, no, you didn't know that White Castle is bad?
No, there's no White Castle in Puerto Rico. And
White Castle.
There's also no White Castle in Cherry Hill, where TJ lives and where the White Castle in the movie was.
Only in Tom's River, baby. Only in Tom's River.
No, and Union, New Jersey. And
I love the hyper-specific Jersey content. That's what I crave. Did we get through that? Are we done with that topic?
Yeah, we're done with that. So, by the way, we have another giant piece of shit of a topic about a piece of shit. With Trump wanting to stop hurricanes by throwing nukes at them, propose a disaster movie. Pick your natural disaster and where the hero solves a problem.
I think you did a great job of saying my topic, but I'm going to say it again for the people that did not actually hear you because you cut out. With Trump wanting to nuke hurricanes, and with Puerto Rico with another fucking hurricane on the way, I thought, hey,
Good idea, by the way,
let's
guys.
let's make
First one.
let's make a good joke about people potentially dying on a hurricane by pitching a disaster movie in where our hero, and you can pick your hero if you want to, solves the issue of the natural disaster with a very dumb idea. So I'm just going to start off to set the tone. My disaster film will center around the world's largest tectonic earthquake. Our hero will be played by climate change denier Ted Nugent. He'll play a movie scientist that detects the shift he detects the shift in the tectonic plates, and he teams up with a movie mathematician, in where they predict that the earthquake will hit and destroy civilization in 6 months. Their plan to stop this, they're going to do a protective layer around the entire Earth of Tempur-Pedic mattresses to absorb all the vibrations and put wine glasses on them so you can jump and the wine glass don't spill over. And it's going to be called Tempur-Pedic.
That's beautiful.
That's funny.
What about like tectonic pedic?
No, because we're sponsored by Tempur-Pedic and they provided all the mattresses. So
What if
by law
had
had to
sponsorship? When do you motherfuckers get us a sponsorship?
But what if we?
I'll
tried.
hawk purple mattress or whatever.
But what if we like?
Almost
But like,
Casper.
but well, you could just sign up for our pay for.
We're
But what
actually
if,
sponsored by Duncan's Set Show.
What if we actually just had a Tempur-Pedic mattress or therefore logo in every shot of the movie?
I mean, that's part of the deal, but we also have to name it Tempur-Pedic. And all the actors will have like patches like in NASCAR and in soccer, and all of them will say Tempur-Pedic as well.
Good. Okay, great.
I mean, our entire budget is funded by Tempur-Pedic.
I can also see that you took a cue from President Trump's deal making skills in making this deal with Tempur-Pedic.
I mean,
and Ted Nugent was essential because he will provide all the shitty music.
He sealed that. Oh, so you can have Stranglehold and his other song, whatever that is.
This is Go Picture. So
Yep.
So I want to go with so as we all know, has been a Netflix deal. So this is a Will Smith Netflix movie, and we all know climate change and national disasters are all a hoax. So the real threat is that he will actually be handing tacos and burritos out at the border to stop immigration from coming in. Will Smith leading the charge.
The true disaster.
Yeah, the real disaster, the herds. So, it's really the biggest threat, and we'll have Will Smith. He's going to wear a funny sombrero, maybe a Mexican mustache. I don't know. That's for them to decide. And they're going to get there, and they're going to be so cheerful. He's going to turn them around, and that'll be such a good movie.
Somehow this is more sensitive than Bright was. Somehow
are they sponsored by Taco Bell?
Well,
and the reason why they're turning back is because they have diarrhea after eating the tacos given by Will Smith.
Well,
also, do fairies' lives matter?
Hey guys, they're sponsored by Del Taco. It's called
Del Taco.
It's called Burrito World. Get the fuck out. It's my country. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's Netflix. We can get away with this.
Are you sure you don't mean Pure Flix? This sounds like something more up their alley.
Tube TV.
I don't know, guys. I just wanted to slap.
No, but Will Smith needs someone to play off of a lot. So who's he going to play off of?
Eva Longoria.
Okay.
Who else? Fucker. So you're saying
Orlando Jones.
Give me what I
name another Name one more black person.
Chris Rock.
Nailed it.
Points.
Amazing. So, all right. So this was a legitimate dumb. This was a joke on Futurama once, and then a legitimate dumb news story from this week, where they, to help combat global warming and all these glaciers, they want to artificially create giant blocks of ice and drop them into the ocean. It's a legitimately stupid thing, but I want to take this legitimately stupid technology and apply it to my favorite kind of disaster movie, which is volcano movies. So you just imagine like a giant ball of ice being dropped like the perfect size to like plug the top of the volcano. And that's my idea.
Well, who's your actor?
My actor is like Channing Tatum. Where's he been?
Can we get Tommy Lee Jones back and just call it Glacier?
No, man. I'm a Dante's Peak guy. So if you're gonna reference any volcano movie, it's got to be Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton coming back.
I remember watching that movie.
James Bond and Sarah Connor teamed up to fight a volcano in that movie, guys. Why haven't you watched Dante's Peak, everybody?
I remember watching that movie, and there's a scene where he's like doing push-ups, and I have like this vivid memory of, I was like a kid, maybe 10 years old, I remember.
First erection.
And my dad saying loudly, "That's not how you fucking do push-ups," because he was like speed doing push-ups, and he had like terrible form. I've never laughed so hard at something my dad has said.
He was just getting. He wasn't doing them for like actual building. He was just getting a pump on before he went to work.
He was getting all vascular,
like, sweaty and shiny.
He was getting all vascular.
Yeah.
We should do like another movie. Could be putting like the jetty coolers out there in the glaciers. You know, to keep the glaciers from melting, because those jetty coolers are so fucking good.
Really good. You just like open them up and turn them over and set them on the cooler, set them on the glacier.
Yeah.
Guys, my Yeti can keep.
So how about you, TJ? What's your?
You're not supposed to end on me. Well, I have like one of my biggest fears ever being on the East Coast is like a comet hitting and then making a tidal wave off the Atlantic Ocean. So,
imagine living on an island where you're surrounded by it.
At first, I pitched what like actually like America would do, a stupid idea that they would use. But now, since we're pitching a movie, I figure we'll go into like basically the Twitterverse is running the world right now, like Idiocracy type of style. And there's a tidal wave coming, and because these people have control, their first thought is, hey, let's throw actual Jason Momoa a pitchfork and see if he can control the water. And then he actually is able to. God. And for some reason, Jason Momoa, being a beautiful, strapping, handsome type of guy he is, he just throws that Triton right into the middle of the sand. The tidal wave splits in the middle, and everyone's sitting around, and all the Snyderverse fans are like, yeah, we told you so. And then Zack Snyder comes out and he releases the Snyder Cut. And that's all it takes. Like
that's the end. Like now that Jason Momoa has literally proven himself a man god, we can hardly deny. We have to.
But
actually, two questions.
It cuts to black though before you get to see the Snyder Cut.
So.
Two questions.
Sopranos.
Does he have the beard, or is he shaven? Because that was another Twitter moment when he shaved his beard.
He's like, what is that movie with Tim Santa Claus, where he shaves it and it comes right back because he's that much of a man.
And second, is he doing like a very shitty Cuban accent like he was doing in the Bad Batch, or is he talking in Jason Momoa voice?
No, he is completely broed out to where he literally says "bro" and "yeah, man,
my man."
20 seconds. So I mean, we're getting like the full Jason. We're not getting Jason Momoa as Aquaman. We're getting Jason Momoa with Jason Momoa. So yeah, there's no barriers between.
So he's like trying to say.
So he's like he catches the trident, but he's got that pink scrunchie on his hand. He's like
Yeah, he's in his leather pants, full on chain wallet, and maybe wearing a sleeveless shirt or not a shirt at all, because
what about vest with no shirt? I think
that's perfect.
Can we go fishnets? fishnet
fishnet
shirt.
shirt is
Yeah, but he's got the tattoos that already kind of look like that. So.
Will his girlfriend be in here?
Oh yeah, Lisa Bonet is definitely in there.
Oh, okay.
Fuck.
I'm definitely buying
Ian
tickets.
Hobbs. Did anybody see Hobbs and Shaw? Was Ian Hobbs and Shaw?
I haven't seen
No.
it.
They had a large. I know Roman Reigns was in it. And I was like,
Yeah,
if we're gonna get all the guys that look like The Rock, Jason Momoa should be in this.
think
I should have
he
been in it too.
I think he would have been in it like 5 years ago.
Because
Oh,
he
Yeah,
needed
he's
it.
a little too big for it now. I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got for my Tidal Wave movie. And the
So-
title is called Tidal Wave. So
That's a solid
But-
name.
But
Brought
honestly,
to you
like,
by
guys,
Tempur-Pedic.
this is the plot of Sharknado.
I'm really hoping Tempur-Pedic, listen to this and sponsors us. Because
I actually think we should get Casper mattresses. I think we have a better shot at their.
yeah, but they don't
mattress.
have the wine glass technology.
do they still
If
got
I-
the clapper around?
If I jump on the bed, then they'll see.
Who
They'll
drinks
see the-
wine in bed?
I do. I'm saying.
I do.
Oh, all right.
Have you ever been white on a Wednesday?
Daddy.
Have you ever had depression? I don't know. Like,
Daddy.
Have you ever watched
I
three?
juice, baby.
Have you ever watched 3 seasons of 90 Day Fiance?
Speaking of depression, Joe, your movie.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh.
damn, he just transitioned the fuck out. That was your show, and he just did
We're
it.
gonna talk about
I
Mandy
picked-
now.
Guys, so I picked the movie. I guess we're gonna do a dual discussion, but it's fine. Cage is part of one of them.
We're talking about Mandy too.
No, we're not talking about Mandy. I picked a movie that
I did.
thought
Go to my Twitter. I talked a lot. I talked way too much.
this
I
this
overdid
might
it.
be this might be my most eclectic pick I've ever had on Flyover.
Mind you,
My-
it's not the first subtitle one. I had the first subtitle.
No, not first subtitle, not
Yeah.
first foreign film. It's just not a pick you would expected myself to have.
TJ
picked.
broke the foreign seal.
So I picked I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong. Takeshi Miike?
Let's try.
Ike?
You
Takashi Miike, yeah.
Takashi Miike.
Career director. 100+ movies.
He's almost a pay-by director in Japan. I picked his film Audition, 1999, and I love this movie. I've not watched it in a long time, and I was really happy to visit it and find it was still a very powerful and strong movie, and I want the guys to experience that and have a conversation about it. Brian's already fallen asleep from the description.
Racist.
The movie is about the movie is about a widower. He's a producer.
You're not
Sex
doing a good
crime.
job, Joe, for waking him up.
Yeah, no. This is how the movie goes.
It's true.
It's a movie producer, and he hosts
creep.
fake. Yeah, he's a creep. His buddy was like, "Well, to meet a girl, you should host audition." He's like, "Sure, you could do that." Auditions, this girl, things get fucking crazy the night after they actually finally sleep together. After he proposes for marriage,
At about an hour and 20 minutes
It
into
takes
the
an
movie,
hour into the
and
movie.
then
But I think what's so great about the
when
movie
something
is
happens.
it was like fucking like romantic drama for the first hour, and you're not expecting that from the tone to the score. And this probably, I'll lead off the discussion. I'll let Brian go, and then I'll let TJ go. Is this movie is probably the best use of like sound design and like score to like and the sound physically to like make you like cringe. It's just a very effective movie. But please, Brian, I know you, or TJ, please go on.
I used to own this movie actually, and I didn't. I think I just got rid of it. There's one of two things happened. It got stolen, or I got rid of it. But I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I went back. I sat down to revisit it, and it's not a bad. It's well made, obviously, but like it just there's not. there's not a lot keeping you into it. And then I thought that the payoff at the very end, when you finally get there, is so brief and kind of, I don't know, like it feels a little tame. I just watched a movie on Netflix, The Perfection, and
That
Very
movie
s-
sucked.
yeah,
very similar
it was
vibe.
weird, and it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was good, but it kept
Watched
me.
the same
It kept
weekend.
my interest. It gave me something to wonder about as I was watching, and I didn't wonder about anything as I was watching this movie. I wasn't like his people are telling him that he should take it easy and be careful, but like even that felt. I was like, why are they saying that? What is the
Well,
indicator
no,
there?
so I actually felt friend. All I ever felt his buddy was just kind of like, hey man, like slow down. Like I got a weird vibe from her. Like I'm a person who gets like I think everyone does like. Oh, like I'm turned off by this person. I have a weird feeling about this person, and his
Yeah,
buddy
lots of people I meet seem to have that thing going on. It's weird.
So that's where all I found out for that part of his buddy. Like he was just like, I don't know, man. What I did think was weird about that, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, is how he listened to him. He was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'll wait the week.
Yeah. Well, and then he he takes everything at face value with her, and I get it when you're smitten and everything. I can understand that.
He proposes to her.
I'll tell you what I did like the use in the end as they're finally getting into it in the end in the last like half hour or so. I like the use of like the dream sequences and like
I want to
that
talk
stuff.
about it.
I
wanna
enjoyed
talk about
that aspect of it.
sequence.
The editing during that sequence is fucking fantastic. How they jump from, I think it's his wife, right?
Yeah.
The face of his wife to
Yeah.
her as a little kid, to her as fucked up, to like the flow of it. It never feels jarring. It always feels like you're just trying to keep up with what's happening in front of you, and the reveal of like, I'm sorry, we're just gonna jump to it. The reveal of what's in the sack, the way that he sounds and the way that his bones move. You're
Here's
just
a question. No.
I mean, I was talking, but that's fine.
No. It goes to that scene though.
Yeah.
Did
but-
she throw up in a bowl?
Yep.
Yeah. She basically is baby birding him. You
So
know, she's puking and then feeding it to him.
so the rumor that the director says is real, I don't believe it for a fucking goddamn minute, is that the actress was method and actually puked into the bowl.
I don't believe it.
No.
I mean, maybe a little bit of watered down puke, but that all wasn't puke because that bowl was really full and it was real milky and watery. It didn't look like puke.
No.
So maybe she threw up a little of her own shit into it to like get into character, but I don't believe that was all
Or
puke.
she puked into a bowl, because that was the one scene that like generally like was making my stomach turn. Like they just couldn't, like, it disgusted me. But or she puked in a bowl and they switched it out because that's just like not method. You know, like they were like, okay, you could like do what you want to do, and they fed the guy, not her.
And Joe, I can ask you this since you've seen this multiple times, and I was just trying to, is it just that because of the abuse at the hands of her teacher, she took it out on him, and then also she's just like crazy and takes it out on other people too for like for like perceived slights, like.
So I think, and that's a great question. I actually did a bunch of like research this week about it, trying to as much as I could. There's really not much out about this movie. Like, there's a few good discussions, but nothing.
Because it's
No,
real.
it's so once you start talking about serial killers and once you start talking about their past, there's a small connection between people that kill and rape.
I want to ask
abuse in their childhoods. So I think that's the connection that they were making. Like her childhood, her past trauma is mixing her pleasure and her need to kill.
So kind of what Yusuf had said, and that just deemed her to have this like, this like sick relationship with people, because she also doesn't know he hosted fake auditions. It's never revealed.
No, she just wanted to kill him.
Doesn't he try to tell her though?
No, he tells her the movie's canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And she's like, "Oh, I didn't think I'd get it anyway."
I actually
Like-
have a question for you guys.
But she's so well cast. Like I do.
She's a great actress.
I want to.
She was good. I'll tell you, the scene I really liked was just her
Well,
watching
yeah.
her sit there silently and like wait for the phone to ring was like a really great moment. There were some good moments. Like I said, I think my whole thing is though that like you can do a slow burn. It just needed a little. It just
Less?
needed a little more to keep me intrigued in like the first 2/3. You know what I mean? I wasn't really like.
No, they needed a
I
pop.
wasn't bought into him, and I wasn't bought into her. Like they didn't
think-
really capture my interest. Yeah.
I have a
think
question.
it comes from. Oh, sorry. What's your question?
So there's been discussion about this film that it's either super feminist in a sense that she's going against the system of a man that's trying to cast a perfect woman and she ends up killing her, or it's a misogynistic take on the femme fatale
Well-
destroying a man that's just trying to find love.
So-
Where would you guys land to, like, do you see it like through the male
Well,
gaze,
his
or do you
whole
see it as a
like
female?
audition process makes him totally like scummy from the very beginning. Like the idea that you would like set that whole thing up and like run those girls through a cattle call and like noticing some of the stuff that's going on in some of those questions and some of the pictures they were
Yeah.
taking and shit.
What is that?
Like that already has him on the back foot as far as I'm concerned.
The sex worker question and
Yeah,
like
Yeah, and
Well,
there's
not
like
that,
some
like,
snaps of like chicks in their underwear at certain points and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, what were they doing? What's going on
So-
with them? Like,
I'll say, like, what's
So-
that movie with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence just came out where, like, he looked up all her shit before she woke up, and like he
Oh,
knows,
but he
he
like
had a-
wakes her up. Yeah,
he had like
I
a
never-
whole resume
law with
and just,
her.
like, he like background and was like
So-
asking her all this shit
well,
about
that's
it.
that's
It's kind of
where
like
this-
Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That's what
Yeah.
Elijah Wood does. To
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
Absolutely.
perfect.
that's where this movie blurs that line of like, because like fully, I don't think they're trying to say you're not right. Guy's a creep. He's
Yeah,
not as good a. But it's like he's like also like earnest in what they're doing, and that's the worst part. Like how they're filming it. It's never filmed as like ooh, this is to get into the pants. It's like this is just like I don't know. It's a weird line they're trying to dance, and
Well, there's also kind of like a level because he falls in love so quickly. I think they're trying to like kind of instill a level of purity on his love to kind of counterbalance that.
So-
like, well, yeah, he did a kind of a scummy thing, but look how deeply and immediately he fell in love with just this one girl. He's not like using this as a way to like get get with a
Exactly.
bunch of different chicks or try out date a bunch of different
And
girls.
multiple
He's got
24 years
instantly
old.
focused on one girl. So I think maybe that's what they're trying to take the edge off a little bit there.
yeah, and it's just it's creepy regardless, but
Yeah, she's
and
20.
not in the movie trying to make it creepily.
Yeah, she's young, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because the kid's even like, oh, she's about my age.
But-
This stupid kid.
Also what because like I said, I did a bit of research. What a lot of people bringing up was we also have to look at it differently. Like in Japanese culture at that time too, there was a change of a hand where like women were becoming more like powerful, and those type of like which would be now like baby boomer type men were like not, and they do make a very like clear point to make it be like, oh, these guys are just assholes.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
when I see those girls out
Yeah.
at dinner and they use the word obedient a lot and like how
Oh
disrespectful.
yeah, totally.
And so that's also why like he's looking like he's a creep. Like he's looking for a like wounded young girl who he could control kind of, and that is like
Oh wow, that's weird. He also gives her permission to eat at the dinner, and then like
Yes.
they have that whole scene where like she gives the dinner to the
yes.
guy with the 3 fingers and no tongue. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Great
Yep.
vision work. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of symbolism in this movie, and that's why I really like this movie. Like, I actually
good
like it
shit.
better on these like fourth watches. Like, it's really like deep and like even out at dinner. Like the last time you kind of see them out at dinner, like he has a beer already that's has like quite a few sips drinking out of, and then she gets one.
Yeah, it takes a sip and almost looks sick.
Yeah.
She takes it too.
So, and at the same time, like she's abused and like she's a victim, but obviously she's a villain too, but this is a movie of like two villains, and yes,
Yeah,
like
but it
his
also
her crime doesn't fit his punishments, or am I saying that? His crime
her
doesn't fit the punishment too much, really.
no,
'Cause-
but it's a weird
Always lie.
I don't know, it's a weird blur of the lines because both of them are dealing with mental illnesses in the sense that he's clearly going through depression of losing his wife, and she clearly is fucked up with what happened to her in her childhood. And this meeting of both agendas of somebody just dealing with wanting company but not wanting to be hurt. So he goes through this fucked up process of um, vetting the women, and she wanting to get control back through her pain and her like fucked up childhood by taking it out on other men. So you're stuck in the middle going like, I guess.
yeah.
I have a
So
question for three.
That's
for
and
three-
it's the mark
I
of
have a
a well-made movie that gives you things to think about, and there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, no, I get like listen, I totally get like the
And
boring.
Mandy's super good. You guys should watch it.
Mandy's phenomenal, but Mandy also is a movie that a lot perceive like this, like a long payoff before you get to where you need to get to.
But Mandy
I
has a better way of gripping you from the very beginning.
Mhm,
To
yeah.
Brian's
Yo,
argument.
I just love.
I
love both of them.
I like Audition a lot. Go ahead, T.
One's just something I thought of while watching this, and the other one's a question. So at the end of this movie, spoilers, during the climax, the sun comes in, there's a whole bunch of cutscenes, and then she chases him down and does this weird little spray thing at him, and finally attacks him. She kicks him down the stairs. There's a moment where obviously he's still like paralyzed and tripping off whatever she gave him that I thought she was a robot. Because her neck's broken and she's just talking at him and repeating all the things that he heard from her. Like, I was really nervous about meeting you.
Yeah.
Like, but her mouth's just moving, but her neck's broken. I was like, is this weird like Black Mirror episode where she's gonna be like a fucking robot or something like that? But the
That's
question
funny.
also, with all those cutscenes, you guys being married and being in relationships and being in love, if you woke up after having a vivid dream of your significant other murdering you or chopping your feet off or doing whatever that she did to him, putting needles, acupuncture in his eyeballs. You woke up next to her. Yeah. And then you look at her and she's like, oh, I love you. You make me feel so safe. Like, would you still be there or would you get up and go?
I've had dreams of where my wife has killed me.
Get away.
I've never had
Like-
dreams where I got killed, but I've had dreams where like fucked up shit happened.
Oh yeah, there used to be a thing called Dream Laura where she would just be completely like mean to me for the first few years, like extra mean to me, and I'd wake up and be like Dream Laura, and she'd be like, "Wow, the worst." I'm like, "Yeah."
No, I dreamt that she shot me once, and I
Oh.
woke up mad. And I looked at her like I was mad at her for killing me in my dreams. I just went back to bed. So yeah, I stayed there. To answer your question, TJ, I was too tired to be like, I'm getting out of bed for this shit.
I'm gonna be alone forever. Can't wait. It's gonna be great.
My question to you guys actually, because it's part of that dream sequence, which I do feel like is like one of the more like impactful, like it's like a 20-minute scene, that sequence, is I know it's part of the dream, but you're seeing not just like obviously his wife, but like all the other women we've been introduced to the whole film, like doing sexual things to him or trying to.
Does he have a big penis? You're asking because she like.
Well, it's like he had
Yeah.
like a one night stand with that lady at his work because she's.
And that's
Another thing I was noticing through the movie.
And
He's so obsessed with getting with that chick, but there's like his housekeeper's like obviously throwing him signals.
That's what I was
Girl
gonna,
at work is obviously throwing him signals. Like, what's up with that? What's up with this dude? Like,
that's what I was going to ask, and that's the one answer I didn't get in anything I like looked up, and is I actually read that as, yo, he did things with all of those girls
Yeah, but one of them's even the girl that his
in
son is with.
fashion, except for her in the dream sequence, like the girl at his work, like she put up that vibes of like they've done
Yeah.
things and they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
The housekeeper who was like, "Oh, how do you not have a girl?" Like
That's what I'm
her.
saying. She was vibing. Like, come on.
So that's what I like think he did
But
things.
he's into that young shit. That's what he
And-
likes.
and because the movie also shows you in that dream sequence is, oh, we're showing you we cut out things to the whole movie that you thought happened, but we didn't show you just yet.
Yeah.
You know, conversate like him and Asami's conversations.
Back and forth, yeah. You got like a lot of like the meat at the end.
So I perceive that as, oh, yo, he wasn't as
Upfront.
faithful. Yeah, and we didn't get to see the things, but
Yeah, that's a great
mean,
point,
that-
Joe.
interacted with that, like some of those had to have been his reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, unless you guys have any more thoughts about this movie.
Oh, Mandy has a fantastic score from the guy, from Johan Johansson. He died as his last score. The progression of the movie really builds up. The use of fantastic elements, but still grounded. Like the Cenobites are just
Mhm.
bikers that are on LSD, but they act like fucking Hellraiser people. It's fucking amazing. I did want him to use more that blade that he forged because it took so much time to forge and he doesn't use it that much. But
I love Mandy. That's
yeah, it's super
Um,
good. The ending when he's
Rankings.
oh yeah, go ahead.
great. So anyway, yes. So what would you guys score this movie? You could pick your own scoring method.
I'm going to give this a clean 6.5 needles in the lower eyeballs.
Oof.
Yeah.
How many?
6.5.
How many are you? 6.5. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10 barf buckets.
Mm.
This is tough because I was hard on it because it's slow moving, but it does have good stuff in it. There's no doubt about that. I give it like 5.5 severed feet.
Wait, so
I'll be-
there's a guy walking around with 1 feet?
Right. Half a severed foot. So like they cut it down the middle long ways.
Ooh, long. Oh, I'll be
Jesus.
I'll be the high one on this. I'll go the 8.7.
Nice.
Amputated fingers
Ooh.
out of 10 fingers. So
Use 11.
next to pick. Yeah, they were. I mean, the tongue. I mean, also another just like quick thought about this movie is I thought it used its especially learning. I have seen Ichi the Killer, which is so fucked up, but learning about Miki's other movies, and he's done hundreds. And he's not a horror guy apparently either. He's like an accuser director usually.
Yeah, you could see that though.
And that like every review is like, oh wow, this is really like restrained for his movies, which I thought was interesting.
I could see that.
It only had that
it's-
one jump scare.
This movie like very reminded me. I also wanted to say it had the same vibe of like a Fatal Attraction. Like it's almost
Oh,
shot similarly. Except like obviously there's a little. It like, has like the American pizzazz to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, who do we have?
Youssef, right?
I'm guessing
Yusuf,
Joe's-
yes.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
this is my last episode for those who don't know because I don't share personal shit online. This is my last episode on Ohio. I'm gonna be moving down to Mexico. So I wanted to see a movie where somebody rolls into town and takes over the joint just like I will. So we're watching Roadhouse.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
Oh
Yusuf,
man, I haven't been this
yourself
excited in a minute.
He picked he picked one of ourselves. Everyone else here would have picked, except.
I mean, we could just rank it right now, right? 10, everybody straight 10s, 10s across the
10
board,
road
right?
trips. 10 road trips.
Yeah. So my streak continues of picking good movies. Where
That's
I can
cheating. I mean, that's
where
you
can
like,
you find me? You can find me at whyIlovemovies.com, at whyIlovemovies, and driving down to San Antonio, Mexico. Hit me up.
they call that old Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys, fantastic episode. We'll see you.
Anybody else is gonna say goodbye, or just me? This is
Oh
my
yeah,
episode.
shit. Where can
Oh, God, you're
where
just
can
the
everyone?
worst, man.
Guys, everyone's listening to this shit. Everyone can find themselves everywhere.
This is the time though, honestly, when I'm listening to a podcast and they go, "All right, go ahead and do your plugs." I just turn that shit right off.
Brian,
the time.
where can the motherfuckers find you?
You can
Just in
find
case there's
me
like
on
one guy.
Twitter.
There's one guy listening.
If you're more respectful than me and you listen through the end of the episode because you're a good person, you can find me on Twitter at Hercules. You can search DVD Bunker where you listen to podcasts. I did some episodes of that show. Also, I post this show on that channel, so if you find it, you can listen to this here too.
Oh, Ryan, since you're listening still.
TJ.
Yeah. You can find me at TJDex on Twitter, and be on the lookout tomorrow for Yusef's trailer reaction for the new Joker trailer. It's gonna drop either before this or after this, depending on when this comes out. Yeah, guys, it's us.
So the plug helps.
Yusef, where can they find you besides in Mexico?
He already said it.
They
Yeah,
can
he
find
did. He
me
did
on
his.
at whyIlovemovies.
No, you don't get to do it again. No,
All right, guys, you
you
can find
don't
me.
even write for that site anymore. You're not even posting new shit. Ooh, look at me, I'm moving. I'm too busy to write articles.
You can find me at
whyIlovemovies.com.
DVD Bunk. You can find me at the DVD Bunker and whyIlovemovies.com. And on Flyover State of Film, and of course Chendango1 on Twitter,
whyIlovemovies.com.
and General Edson. Bye.